Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
Explore the great outdoors with Benny's quality and savings.
In the headlines for tonight's newscast, bus turns over on Hummingbird Highway following a near head-on collision. Police make an arrest in the shooting of Georgeville Police Sergeant. Prime Minister speaks about rising gas prices, and a new educational campaign for fire safety is launched in Belize. These stories and more coming up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Good night and welcome to Plus News for today, Wednesday, March 18, 2026. I am Julian Cruz. On Tuesday night, a James Bus Line bus attached to the National Bus Company of Belize overturned and ran off the Hummingbird Highway, leaving all of its passengers in distress and waiting for a new ride to get home. According to the driver of the bus, Anthony Young, the night started off like any other night. The bus was on its way to Belmopan after leaving Armenia, but upon reaching close to the city, a red SUV reportedly swerved into the bus's lane. Young says that he had to make a quick decision to turn the bus into the nearby drain to avoid a head-on collision. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured.
Leaving from Armenia a while ago, everything was good coming, and all of a sudden there was a red vehicle coming, swerved direct into my lane, and that caused the collision. And when it caused the collision, I kind of tried to get away from him, but there was nothing I could do. And when we hit each other, the tail of the bus swerved, and I tried to brakes, but with the least speed I come, it just continued going into heading off the road to the ditch, and that's where I mashed the brakes again. And when the bus landed down there and turned over, it was kind of polite. I thought that some of us would have gone to zero. And if I didn't went back on the brakes again, it would have been worse, would have taken a harder impact. Well, one of the main thing I did when the bus turned over, the motor was still started. I find my way to shut it down. I find my way to get to the light switch to put on in the bus, and I look to see all I can see, and I ask if everybody is okay, and people was kind of, you know, a sudden thing. People was crying, but I said let us cooperate, and the conductor opened the back door, and that's where we start to get them out. And I was the last one come out, so I see everybody stand and walk out now. Okay. Nobody didn't back out or thing like that. Everybody walk out from the bus. It's on the road. We all know that we should take caution for each other. But what happened there, that was too suddenly and immediately that we couldn't get away from this one. The thing is, if it never gone in the drain, I believe that would have take one harder turnover, because then it would have been more on the edge if I would have get the bus back on the road, because then it would have get a harder drop. Yeah. But it went in the drain and then it just leaned over. That's how. That's why most of the passengers didn't get hurt.
Police are investigating the death of 21-year-old Andy Swazo, who was taken to the Western Regional Hospital on Tuesday afternoon with a gunshot wound. According to authorities, Swazo was transported to the hospital shortly after 3:30 p.m. in an SUV by a man and a woman. Medical personnel were reportedly informed of the injury, that it was self-inflicted. However, police say the circumstances surrounding that incident remain unclear. Preliminary findings indicate that Swazo sustained a single gunshot wound to the abdomen. Investigators also observe a burn mark on the body, suggesting a firearm may have been in direct contact with him when it was discharged. The incident is believed to have occurred in Kamalote village, though police are working to determine the events leading up to the shooting and subsequent transport of the victim to the hospital. The case has since been classified as a death investigation. Authorities continue to gather statements and examine evidence as inquiries into that fatal shooting continue. An arrest has been made in connection to Monday's shooting involving Sergeant Dalton Kelly, who is attached to the Georgeville police station. Police have formally arrested and charged 35-year-old Dan Lopez, a Belizean farmer from the Cayo district, with attempted murder, use of deadly means of harm, and grievous harm. According to reports, on Monday, March 16 at approximately 3:30 p.m., Sergeant Kelly, along with other officers, responded to a report of a disturbance in the Maya Ranch area, located about 4 miles along the road to Mountain Pine Ridge. During the response, Sergeant Kelly was reportedly shot by a male suspect armed with a 9mm pistol. The officer was quickly transported to the hospital, where he remains in stable condition. Shortly after, police detained Lopez and recovered the weapon as part of the ongoing investigation. Nearly 2 years after a report of a fraudulent transfer of money was made, police have arrested and charged 63-year-old Belizean insurance agent in connection with this incident. Glenn Francis Longsworth was formally charged on Tuesday, March 17th with the offense of obtaining money, transfer by deception, and obtaining property by deception. The charge stems from a report filed on April 12, 2024, and Longsworth remains in custody as investigations continue. A 25-year-old construction worker, Sean Humes, has been fined a total of $1,420 after changing his plea to guilty for aggravated assault and issuing threats of death against his aunt. Humes, a resident of Belize City, appeared before the magistrate's court, where he reversed his initial not guilty plea on the 2 charges. He was fined $300 plus $5 costs for aggravated assault and $100 plus $5 costs for threatening death, contributing to the overall sum owed to the court. He has until November 21, 2026 to pay the fines. The court imposed non-custodial sentences, allowing him to return home. Humes was initially arraigned in November 2025 on 4 charges, including aggravated assault, threat of death, and 2 counts of damage to property involving items belonging to his aunt and grandmother. According to police reports, that incident occurred on November 19, 2025, when an argument escalated at a residence on Wagner's Lane. It is alleged that Humes became aggressive, hurled objects including pint bottles and threatened his aunt during the dispute. The altercation reportedly resulted in significant property damage and caused the complainant to fear for her life. Humes had been on remand at the Belize Central Prison after being unable to meet bail prior to his guilty plea. We go for a break, and again we will hear from the Prime Minister about the rising gas prices and how he intends to combat it. That and more when Plus News returns.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Drop it like it's hot.
I want to share why this work is so urgent. My mother is 75 years old. She's blind. She has lived by the sea for 75 years. Today, my mother cannot see the stones you guys are placing to protect her home. But she can hear. Every night she sits in her home and hear the waves beating at her door. To most people, that song is peaceful. But to my mother, the song is a countdown. It is the song of the land she loves being stolen inch by inch. For years, the song has been a dark shadow over our lives. I look at our student here today, their bright little faces. We need your help to make sure that when these children grow up to be 75, they are sitting in their homes and aren't afraid of the sea.
The whole design of the T is to catch the sand as it walks past Monkey River. Literally what you see is the sand comes from the river, goes out to sea. The sea was clogged with mud and sand, so the river now pushed the sand out like it used to. One, we have less flooding. We have a lot of drainage on the way to Monkey River. The water is not there, so, but as you can see, we've moved the sand over. Now nature will walk it down with time.
There is an area between the burial ground and where the village is that needs some attention as well, and so it will be addressed right away since PM has approved some additional finance to continue the project in Monkey River.
I am very proud that Minister Osman Martinez, the area representative, along with Oscar Kenya, they saw the necessity, one as the area representative and one as the Minister of Rural Transformation. And then along with the support from my office that we managed to do this, showed us that we just need to put a little bit more investment and we can do the entire area. So I said, you know what, give me an estimate, we're going to do it. We are going to save Monkey River village and going to make it into one of the more beautiful villages in the country.
A time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Digi Park on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Dunamis Worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, Life Music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at Digi Park on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Quality and savings.
Gas prices are at an all-time high, and if the war in the Middle East continues to drag out, prices are expected to rise even more. Last week, the government announced a price change at the pump. Premium gasoline, which previously sold for $12.53 per gallon, has jumped to $13.76. Meanwhile, regular gasoline rose from $11.77 to $13.02 per gallon. Following the increase, the leader of the opposition took to Facebook and expressed her disappointment, stating that under Dean Barrow, the UDP took steps to shield the Belizean public from the rising prices. Today, we got the opportunity to speak with the Prime Minister and ask him about the government's plans to address the rising fuel costs.
The leader of the opposition would refuse to acknowledge that during that time, the then Prime Minister had Petrocaribe with them. They had the monies from the oil, the revenues they're getting. They got a combine of over $1 billion apart from the taxes. So they could have probably do some of that. We are going to do what is necessary to be able to help our people. We are committed to our people. We are committed to the economy. And so we have to find that balancing act as to how best to be able to manage these high prices that are coming to this.
What must people do in the meantime while they look for ease at the pumps?
I wish, well, we have to be more prudent in how we use our vehicles.
And can they expect a decrease in the fuel prices in terms of government's intervention?
We have to take a look and to take a balance. As I said, the pie is a pie. And when we set up the 2026-2027 pie, it is set. And we already projected the amount of revenues that we're going to collect from that, from fuel. And if we were to cut that, then we either have to collect it from somewhere else or cut from some government program. So it's too early to say, so we need to be able to take a look and act prudently and don't act hastily and as if we were in a panic.
The Prime Minister says that he is unsure if Cuba's medical brigade mission will continue in Belize. The United States government has brought down the hammer on countries who choose to align with Cuba, and many countries throughout Central America and the Caribbean have opted to cancel their partnership with Cuba's medical brigade to appease the U.S. Today, the Prime Minister stated that they are still in conversations with the United States to see if a hybrid program can be formed.
The leader of the opposition has the luxury to be where she is, and we expect that she's going to be there for a very long time. But we have to be realistic, we have to be pragmatic, we have to be able to see how best we can deal with these issues. We know the position of the U.S. government. So presently we are on some very delicate negotiations and discussions with the Americans, and to see what kind of hybrid program we can have in Belize.
Can Belizeans expect ultimately for the Cuban Medical Brigade to leave?
I think that's, I don't think that's in a position to answer that at this time.
The Prime Minister also commented on the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association's refusal to sign onto the fair trade agreement that is before them. According to the PM, they cannot force BSCFA to sign onto the agreement, so they approached the Progressive Sugarcane Cane Producers Association.
The government has not proposed for them to drop the case. What the government has been saying is that it is their right if they want to go to court. But at the same time, what they have been doing has been spending all of this time losing money from fair trade and so forth to the detriment of its farmers. And it's a decision that they want to make if they want to continue with that or not.
In your view, what is the prudent way forward given the losses that they're
I don't think I should answer that question, because then you say that I'm being biased. But let's put it this way, I have left the BSCFA because I don't see I'm getting anywhere, so I went to Progressive have signed on to fair trade, so we'll be able to get the support from fair trade.
We'll have more on this story in tomorrow's newscast. A new educational campaign for fire safety and fire health in Belize was launched today at the National Heritage Library in Belmopan. The new educational campaign is a collaboration between Dr. Gail Lash and the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO. This morning, the first phase of the new campaign was launched, a book written by Dr. Lash, How Tiger Became Fire Tiger, was created to teach children tips around fire safety and fire management, while also improving the image of jaguars across the country. We stopped by this morning's book launch and spoke with the author, Dr. Gail Lash, who told us more about her latest book.
It is about a jaguar, and it is about fire safety. So the idea was, from the 2024 fires that we had that were so bad, that we would have a mascot that could teach children fire safety and health. She and her family, her brother and her mother, who are golden jaguars, they're not black like taiga is, and they go through and they hunt and they see the animals in the forest, and one day they come across a field where farmers have planted or getting ready to plant new corn, and they find a fire that the farmers have set, and the farmers leave. They've done it the right way, they've cleared the area around, but the wind changes, and so the fire comes across and jumps over into the forest, and the jaguar family has to run away. But Taiga is fascinated by the flames, and so she stays while her mother and her brother leave, and then she's alone. She gets lost. So she has to save herself in the forest. She finds a little cave. She then comes out, and the world is blackened, and she gets mad. You know, why did you destroy our home? She talks to fire. So then she has a conversation with fire about how fire can be good, fire can be bad, and she really is disappointed that it says, how can you do this to all of us? And fire says, this is who I am. I need to be controlled by humans. And then she goes off, and fire says, you are different, Taiga. You have a black coat, you look at my smoke and ashes, and I want to appoint you as Fire Tiger to teach humans. But Taiga says, I can't do that. Who am I? And throughout the book, she goes on an adventure of finding who she is, and that she can be a leader and a teacher, and that she can take on the role of Fire Tiger to teach humans fire safety.
The new publication was also launched alongside a theme song that will further instill fire safety tips to children across Belize. Lash says the plan is to have the books distributed throughout Belize's primary schools.
The idea is to get the book into every primary school in Belize and really teach children fire safety and the actual practical drills of what you do when fire happens in your community and in your home or your school or your environment, and to encourage children really to know not only how to deal with fire, but to be able to create a club with their peers and do service projects in their community and teach their friends. So it's a much greater campaign to really give children the empowerment and the knowledge to learn how to deal with fire.
And there's also a song as well.
There
right?
is. There is an amazing song that I was so fortunate to have a friend of mine, Tricia Stokes, who is a musician from Corazal, and she helped me write the lyrics and produce the song. And it has, it's all about being in Belizean Creole, so I'm not very good at saying it, but using the saying of Fayataiga, which is, let's keep fire safe, friendly, and healthy for all. Maybe keep fire safe, friendly, and healthy for all. I'm the Creole, I'm not great at that, but yes. I was fortunate that we have several sponsors, but Nemo jumped at the chance to use Fayataiga as their mascot and have training in Toledo District with 5 communities and 50 children. Galen University produced lesson plans that we were able to use in the Nemo workshop and have a one-day workshop with providing those youth really practical values and ways to deal with fire.
If you're interested in purchasing the book, you can visit fayataiga.bz for more information. Tourism Minister highlights Belize's expanding tourism offering. We'll be right back with that story.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Calling. Double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screw, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Belize's Minister of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Diaspora Relations, Anthony Mahler, has extended an invitation to regional and international stakeholders to experience the country's approach to sustainable tourism. The invitation was issued during last month's CTO Air Connectivity Summit and the Caribbean Tourism Organization's spring meetings held in Bermuda. Mahler also announced that Belize will host a Sustainable Tourism Conference 2026 from April 27th through to the 30th under the theme Tourism in Full Color, integrating blue, green, orange, and beyond economies into sustainable planning and development. In a promotional video, Mahler underscored Belize's sustainability for leading the regional sustainability dialogue, citing its natural and cultural assets, including the Belize Barrier Reef, ancient Maya heritage, and expansive rainforests. He emphasized that the country's tourism model is grounded in small community-based initiatives aimed at long-term sustainability.
Our honor to host the next Sustainable Tourism Conference in San Pedro and Burgess Key in Belize from the 27th of April to the 30th of April under the theme Tourism in Full Color. Yeah. And so it's unleashing the green, blue, and orange economy. And we have a lot to showcase in Belize. Many Caribbean people still don't know enough about Belize. And so we want to share this with you. Belize has the second largest barrier reef in the world after Australia. We have 3 of the 4 atolls in the Western Hemisphere. We have the Great Blue Hole. We have about 250 to 300 offshore islands. We have the history of the Maya civilization. We have about 35 rivers, mountains, a rich rainforests, just like the Amazon. We have our own version of that. And so you don't have to go to Australia to have great diving or snorkeling. You don't have to go to Egypt to see pyramids. And you don't have to go to New York or Miami or LA or any of those cities to have a diversity of people. We have all of that packaged in such a small piece of real estate in Belize. And so we have focused on sustainable development throughout the tourism history for the last 50 years or so. And that has been the core. Eco-adventure is still at the core of what we do every day. If you just look at the makeup of our product, we have about 1,200 different types of accommodation with about 12,000 rooms. And so the average size of a property in Belize is 10 rooms. And so it's community-based sustainability at its core.
Today is celebrated as World Water Day, and in observance of the day, yesterday the Belize National Hydrological Service hosted a youth water policy debate. While the global observance dates back to 1992, the NHS has been marking the occasion since 1995. This year's theme, Where Water Flows, Equality Grows, highlights the pivotal role water plays across all aspects of society with focus on inclusion and equal access. Yesterday's debate brought together tertiary level students to discuss whether youth and women have a say in shaping water policies. Director of the National Hydrological Service, Tenille Hendy, told us more.
So it is the first of its kind for water management. Belize started on the path of integrated water resources management way back in 1997, I believe, where there was a pro-tem water commission, and then we evolved through developing an integrated water resources management policy, strategy, and action plan. And that was lately updated in 2024 and adopted by Cabinet. So it really highlights, I would say, over the last 20 to 25 years, that water has risen to its prominence and its urgency and critical nature in the lives of Belizeans and at the national level. So what we did is that we engaged Galen University and the University of Belize, and we recently completed our Water National Adaptation Plan, Strategy and Roadmap. We recently had our Integrated Water Resources Management Policy adopted by Cabinet. So now we're looking at really, are we targeting or planning for resilience, or are we just planning for planning's sake? So the documents both outline that youth and gender is a critical gap. None of our water policies incorporated the fact of gender and youth. And so we saw this as an opportunity to get feedback from the most, you could say, isolated group in terms of water management, which is the youth. So it was just fitting for us to approach UB and Galen to have this debate on whether our documents need further revision and where we can include them in the process.
Following the debate, an advisory report will also be produced. Hendy emphasized the importance of youth engagement in this capacity.
Simply put, we're not going to be here for forever. I'm not going to be in this position for forever. So we're looking for a generation to continue the legacy that we've started in terms of getting their ideas. How can we improve now rather than waiting when I'm not here anymore to try and improve? Youths have a different perspective than we would have. And I'm quite happy to see that some of the remarks coming out of the debate today, it sparked new interests and new ways in how we can incorporate youth and gender in our processes. I would like to thank both UB and Galen for agreeing to do this momentous occasion, this topic. It's not something that's ventilated. We're just getting into that spotlight, if I might say. So we'd really like to thank them as well as the World Water Day Committee for putting this together. Without everyone, we would not be having this debate today.
We also caught up with participating students who gave us a look into their research and explained why youth involvement is key in shaping the future of water management in Belize.
So our team was the affirmative team, where we were given that opportunity to defend the 3 national documents of interest, specifically whether youth and gender involvement was evident in these documents. And throughout this debate, we found multiple examples and we created 3 main points. For me, the point that stood out the most for our research was the specific policies that the Integrated Water Resource Management Policy, Strategy, and Action Plan had. The specific policy was the one where it integrated a Belize Water Advisory Council. And in this council, it is proposed that there will be a array of stakeholders. And part of that, it included youths and genders to be within that council. And I really like that specific policy because it actually allows youths to be integrated in that decision-making process, and it has that transition from not just consultations, but now actually being within the discussion. I think youths and young male and females are definitely important because, well, from our research, we found out that about 30% of the population is youths, and so a majority of the population in Belize are impacted with the water resources in our country. And because us, the youth, will be the future, the near future, it is very important that we get the perspectives from these individuals so that we can know what exactly the issues are, challenges that are experienced, and actually have like a proper management of those water resources. Being able to identify where specifically the resources will be implemented to, and just being able to coordinate properly throughout the country.
So we're debating the negative against if our water is gender sensitive or not. We're debating the negative that it's not gender sensitive. Some of our key arguments was that there is no legal action, there is no implementation. Yes, there is mention of gender sensitivity in the document, but we have not implemented it into our laws. So basically, it's all just hearsay, all pretty words, and so basically they're talking about it, but we're not really. I think as youth, we should be more active in what we need, our basic needs. We should take more action in being responsible for our basic need, which is, and our main basic need is water. for hydration, hygiene, all of the above. So I feel like the more youth are involved in this, the more we can get from the government.
Belize has officially handed over the presidency of the Comité Internacional Regional de Sanidad Agropecuaria, CIRSA, marking the end of its one-year tenure in the Regional Agricultural Health Organization. Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and New Growth Industries, Rodwell Ferguson, and transferred leadership to Maria Fernanda Rivera Davila of Guatemala during the opening of the 73rd Ordinary CIRSA meeting in Guatemala City. Belize have assumed the presidency in April 2025 following the 72nd Ordinary meeting held in San Pedro Ambergrisky. During his tenure, Ferguson delivered a report outlining the work and progress achieved. CIRSA, which comprises ministers of agriculture from across Central America, serves as the governing body of the International Regional Organization for Planet and Animal Health. The two-day meeting, being held on March 17 and 18, focused on key regional agricultural health matters, including discussions on plant and animal diseases, such as the New World screwworm. And we want to say thank you so much for tuning into Plus News. Be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow evening when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country and even things that happen regionally that affects us as a country. Until then, we will wait to see you again. God bless. Have a lovely evening. See you here tomorrow.